For today's video, we'll be taking a trip to the Philippines to study the Manananggal. This one should be interesting. I hope you're ready for this one. The Manananggal is described as scary, often extremely hideous, usually depicted as a female, but whether male or female, always capable of severing its upper torso and sprouting huge bat-like wings to fly into the night in search of its victims. The word Manananggal comes from the Tagalog word tanggal, which means to remove or to separate, which literally translates as remover or separator, but in this case, one who separates itself. The name also originates from an expression used for a severed torso. To feed, the Manananggal chooses an isolated place where she will leave her lower torso while she hunts at night. When she separates from her lower torso, she then gains the ability to fly. She goes in search of houses where pregnant women reside, and upon choosing a suitable victim, the Manananggal alights on the house and inserts her tongue through the roof. Hollow and extremely flexible, she uses it to puncture the womb of a sleeping woman and suck out the fetus. And other times, she seduces men with her beauty and lures them to private places before eating them alive. She usually eats the insides like the heart, the stomach, and the liver. You may ask, how does one become a Manananggal? Well, the origin of this creature's bloodline varies. One account says that a black chick is living inside it. The chick must be passed on from one person to another, usually a direct relative of the Manananggal, by swallowing it when the creature is no longer strong enough to feed. The chick is said to be living in the pit of the stomach. A Manananggal usually starts out as a regular human, but the chick is passed on because it devours her entrails while keeping her alive. Because of this, the person begins to crave human flesh and eventually turns into one of these hideous creatures. Unknowingly, but they are often seen as women. It is believed that the Manananggals are always accompanied by a bird called the tik-tik. The tik-tik heralds the approach of this creature. It produces a sound when it flies. Folklore indicates that the fainter the sound, the nearer the Manananggal is. This is a way to confuse their victims of its exact location. On other accounts, black cats and crows are also a signal of the presence. Their victims are left with deformed faces and or bodies. The best way to kill a Manananggal. One way is to prevent its upper half from returning to its lower half until dawn. The lower part of the body must not be moved, not even slightly, in order for it to reattach in the upper part. So, by moving the lower half, the upper half can no longer attach. Another way, and the most notable, is to sprinkle ashes, vinegar, salt on the lower half before it gets a chance to reattach its body. Once these things have been put on, it can no longer reattach. And the final and yet most dangerous way is to stab it through the heart with a bamboo spear. It seems like those from the vampire family seem to have the same weakness. But it makes you wonder, why are there so many stories of different types of vampires all over the land? I believe that truth is way stranger than fiction, but all these ideas for movies have to come from somewhere. Thank you for watching, and if there are any other legends you would like for me to touch on, please leave a comment and I'll see what I can do.